There's a new event out right now that makes getting a nuke in Warzone 100 times easier. So normally to get a nuke in Warzone, you have to get 5 wins in a row just to get the contract. But with this being the final week of this nuke skin being out before you can never get it again, Warzone changed that to where there's now 3 contracts that pop up every Battle Royale match for anybody on the map to grab. So in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how I got my nuke skin, how I got 2 nukes in one single day, and the easiest way for you to get your nuke skin. Let's get into it. Alright guys, so for step 1, it's going to be all about your class setup. Getting a nuke is way easier if you have the right class, and I'm going to be giving you guys the class that I use to get my nuke. So you can use any assault rifle you want, but make sure you have an assault rifle. You do not want a sniper rifle for this because you're going to need to be shooting at people non-stop when you plant that thing. So make sure you have an assault rifle or an LMG that you're good with. And then the key thing here is to make sure you have a thermal optic on. The reason you need to have a thermal optic on is because whenever you go to plant that bomb, you're going to be throwing down non-stop smoke grenades so that you can plant it without being seen, and you're going to want to be able to cover your teammates. And with the thermal sights, you're able to see through the smoke grenades, and also you can go out there, throw a smoke, defend it, aim in, and nobody else can see you. It's really going to help out a lot having a thermal sight on your gun and running restock with smoke grenades. The second thing I recommend is either having drill charges or proximity mines. I recommend proximity mines. That way you can lay them down on the bomb site and it'll get kills for you whenever you're not able to check the bomb. Alright guys, so for step 2 is actually making sure you come in with a good team. If you go at this nuke trying to get it solos, I promise you that's way harder than having a team that all has their set roles, and a lot of locked in players is better than one locked in player. So if you don't have teammates that you can rely on, I recommend coming to my live stream. You can come in there and say, I'm trying to get a nuke, can anybody help me? And there's a lot of people in my live stream that play with everybody, and a couple of my people have nuke skins themselves, and even I might be able to help you out sometimes. So that's going to do it for step 2. Just make sure you have a team, and if you don't have a team, you can do it solos, but it's going to be so much harder, I promise. Alright, now that all that's taken care of, now we're going to be talking about how do you actually get a hold of the contract. So for step 3, it's going to be all about how to get to the contract, because you're going to have a whole lobby going after these contracts. Like I said, everybody can grab these, anybody. There's actually going to be up to 3 people doing a nuke in one single game. So the best way to get it first is to make sure you go for the later ones. I recommend the later ones, the ones that are furthest away. And what you're going to want to do is, it's a little strategy I came up with. You're going to want to mark where the nuke contract is, and then you're going to look at the numbers. The numbers are going to start dropping off and getting lower and lower, so it's going to go from 1,000 to 900 and just keep getting lower from how far away you are. Once those numbers get as low as possible and they don't, like, they're eventually going to start going back up, then you jump out. So you're going to want to wait as long as possible to jump out, and then you go for the nuke contract. If you can, get a helicopter along your way and you can fly over there, but a lot of people also have that ideal. But really, this is one of the hardest steps, is just getting a hold of the contract. And if you're playing with the whole team, this makes it way easier because you can have 3 guys, or you can have 4 guys going for all 3 contracts, which gives you like 3 times the chance of actually grabbing it if you all go for a different one. That's what our team does. We always land on, each of us will land on a different one, which gives us like a 3 times chance of actually getting it that game. And if you don't end up getting it that game, just back out immediately and go right back at it until you do get a hold of the contract. So after you get the contract, we're going to be heading into step 4, which is get a lot of money and get looted up. If you can, after you grab that contract, most of you will probably die and go to the gulag because there's so many people going for it. But immediately, what you're going to want to do once you get back, or if you didn't go to the gulag, is loot up, get a lot of money, go to somewhere safe, get a helicopter if you can. If you can get a helicopter or an armored vehicle, get one of your teammates to land on one and bring it to you. You're all going to need to get together and loot up. That's what my team did. We try to get a loadout as fast as we can. If a stronghold opens up near you, go to the stronghold immediately. Do the stronghold and then get your loadout. Once you're looted up, you have your loadout, you have armor boxes and airstrikes and everything that you can buy for the end of the game. Then you're going to head over to step 5. So heading into step 5, this is when you're going to grab the first element, which is going to mark you on the map for everybody to see. Whoever grabs this element is going to have a big crown above their head on the mini-map, and whenever somebody's coming towards them, that everyone can see across the whole map. Everyone's going to come try to kill you because you're trying to blow up the whole map and make them lose. that brings me to why I told you guys to make sure you have a helicopter or an armored vehicle, because you're going to want to be able to get away from people fast, because let's face it, it's going to be very hard to fight everybody on the map. So whoever you decided to grab the first piece of the contract, make sure you all defend that person as best as you can. Get into the helicopter together and fly up very high and go somewhere far away from everybody on the map, like somewhere in the back of like the ocean, somewhere just really far where you think nobody else would be at. So after you fly around for a while, you're going to be ready for step 6, which is grabbing the next element on the map that's going to now pop up for you. You're going to fly right over there to it, and you're going to all go after it and grab it as a team. So for whoever grabbed the first one, you want them to grab the second one. You want them to hold all 3 and make sure you defend that person with your life. Once that person grabs it and you all hop out to get it, get right back in your helicopter or armored vehicle and drive far away from that area. So what the second element does, it's not nearly as bad. It basically just damages anybody that's around it, even enemy players, but especially you. It's going to hurt whoever's holding it. So make sure this player is not always right on top of you when you're fighting, because they're going to be losing a lot of armor and making you lose armor. And make sure you have a lot of backup armor boxes for this person. So heading into step 7 is when you're going to be grabbing the last part, and this last part's going to F you over a lot. So the third element is one of the worst elements. It scrambles your entire radar where none of you can see the radar as long as you're close to that person, and also it makes it where you cannot be in vehicles anymore. So that helicopter you've been flying away from everybody with and that armored vehicle, you can't even use it anymore. So that being said, before you go to pick this one up, make sure you and your team have a set spot that you can go camp it out at and hold down. Make sure you look for a very good building that doesn't have that many entrances, and that you have a good spot you can throw down your mines. And you're going to probably have to kill a good amount of people, because a lot of people are going to be pushing you once you grab this one. You probably already have a lot of people pushing you, but now you don't have a helicopter to get away with, and a lot of people are going to be coming at you. Alright, so the last part is step 8, which is actually planting the bomb itself, planting the nuke, and this is where things get really crazy. So once it hits the 4 circle, the bomb site is going to be revealed on the map for everybody to go to, especially you, because you have to plant the bomb before everybody else gets there, especially the other nuke teams. If the other nuke teams get there before you and they plant the bomb before you, then it's over with and all your work is for nothing. Also, don't forget, you cannot use vehicles, because your teammate that is carrying the other element, he can't get in vehicles or it disables him. So make sure you're up on a higher area, around a zip. If you could be around a zip line tower, that'd be cool. Up in a tall building, like somewhere in downtown, just some big area where you could fly off of and go straight to the bomb site, because you can't take a vehicle there. Also, for a general idea, something to help you be ready for this step, the bomb site usually always spawns in the middle of the circle, somewhere around the middle. Not dead middle, but it's always around the middle of the circle. So make sure your team is camping around the middle of the circle before any of this even happens. That way you're ready and you're the team that's there before everybody else. Because I'm going to tell you now, if you're not there before everybody else, it's going to be chaos. Everybody's going to be camping it, and it's going to be very hard to plant it. But as your team is making their way there, you're going to be fighting a lot of teams most likely along the way. If you're a step ahead, then probably not. You'll probably be safe. But once you get there, make sure you all throw a bunch of smoke grenades on the bomb site. Then you're going to have your one guy. One guy should have collected all the elements. You want that one guy to go deposit them all. You walk up to it and you press like square or the X button, and it's going to deposit all 3 of them. It takes a little bit, and then you're able to arm the nuke. So this guy's going to need a lot of cover while he's arming this. It actually takes, I think, like 10 or 15 seconds to arm it. So make sure you're covering this guy, throwing non-stop smokes on him, and holding down the area, and make sure you're ready. Also, another tip, make sure you drop your airstrikes around there so nobody can drop an airstrike on you, and drop your mortar strikes, because that'll make it where the airspace is crowded and nobody can drop them on you while you're planting it. Once you make it this far, you're pretty much set, but I will warn you this, it happened to my team. If you all die, it's over with. It doesn't matter if the bomb goes off or not. If you all die, you do not get a reward. Once you make it around 30 seconds left, you're almost set, and then once it blows up, you got a nuke, guys. I hope this video helped you guys out, and yeah, like I said, if you need somebody to help you get the nuke contract, come by my live stream and ask. I'm sure somebody will be willing to help you out and try to get the nuke themselves. If not, they might already have a nuke and try to get you one. Hope this video helped out, guys. It took a good amount of time to make this, so if you could leave a like on it, that'd be awesome, guys. Appreciate it. I'll see you guys in another one.